Hello, this is Sandra Hart. Thank you so much for joining me today. One of my favorite songs is by Nat King Cole. Remember his version of Unforgettable? Well, today we are going to talk about Unforgettable Woman, and that could be you. One of the world's greatest mysteries, from Eve to Cleopatra, what is the secret? What makes a woman unforgettable? Is it her smile? The way she walks when she enters a room? Is it her eyes? Is it the fact that she hangs on to every word that you're saying, like she's really interested? Hi, and welcome back again. The fashion magazines and also the cosmetic industry, they spend thousands and thousands of dollars on talking about unforgettable women, what makes people attracted to women, and basically most of it is physical, what they look like, what they wear, what type of makeup that they're wearing. I mean, the cosmetic industry has spent thousands, maybe billions of dollars trying to analyze what makes women beautiful. And you know what? They should just absolutely burn all that money, because science says that what makes a person unforgettable is not the facade. It's not the exterior, and I've talked about this so much. It's an inner beauty that some people have, and you just can't forget them when they walk into a room and you start talking with them. There's something about them that is so attractive and draws you to them. And it absolutely has nothing to do with what kind of makeup they're wearing or how expensive their outfit is. So the fashion and makeup industry more or less have just been putting a Band-Aid on what actually makes us attractive to other people. And when it comes to youthfulness, women shouldn't just toss it out the window, because youthfulness is an appearance. So I'm going to give you a list of the things that, when they've done studies and they've interviewed men to find out just exactly what men find are the qualities that they believe make a woman unforgettable. The first thing on the list that men feel are really important when they're looking for a mate is someone who is confident, has compassion, and they're kind. And isn't that what we all try to practice, I think, in our mature lives, because we know what it's like to be void of those qualities? It makes you vacuous. It makes you not a very deep individual. The next thing that they really value is life experience. And that life experience is a combination of everything that we have been through our lives, whether it's career, child raising, experience in all types of things in our lives. And that's really what makes us mature. Every single year that we live and we're exposed to life's ups and downs, the good and the bad, the losses and the gains, that gives us maturity, and that gives us a quality that genuine older men appreciate in women, according to the studies. The next one is patient. Now, it's true, older women usually are more patient than younger women because they want things right now. They don't have the patience because they're not mature enough to maybe have had children, raised a family, had jobs that have been very responsible, have been able to stick to guidelines, to budget, to control a household. Many things that we have done, even if we've not had a career outside of the home, we have worn 1,000 hats at a time. And along with that comes self-confidence. The more life experience a woman has, the more self-confidence she builds up. I know at my age, I am very confident. I'm confident when I put together an outfit and I walk out the door that I really don't care whether anybody else likes it. I'm confident that I like it, and that's what matters. The experience I've had in raising a family has given me confidence that I can do it. The experience I've had in my career away from my home makes me realize that I have done it, and I'm capable of not only doing that, but I'm still capable of doing other things. And that's the confidence that a young woman has not been able to get yet because she is so young and she doesn't have the life experience that we have. So according to studies, that's one of the wonderful things men really like and admire in older women. There are two other things too: a good listener and a sense of humor. Those are two that I've just kind of put together because it is true. We have learned to listen our whole lives. We listen to our parents. We listen to our boss. We listen to our professors in high school or in college. We have learned to listen and to absorb and to take that information and to move on. I mean, my whole life, and I'm sure yours has been, just listening and absorbing and learning from bad experiences or good experiences, and taking all of those things and helping you grow as a woman. And also a sense of humor. We can't take ourselves too seriously. I know younger people, and I was like this when I was younger, honestly. I took myself too seriously, and I really didn't have that much of a sense of humor. I was easily hurt. I took what people said to me deeply, and I believed it, instead of having my own self-confidence and say, hey, you know what? You're not like that. You are not like that at all. I didn't have the confidence within myself when I was younger to believe who I really am. Whenever someone perhaps criticized me, I really took it to heart. And younger women, most of the time, do not have the maturity to step over that, not absorb it, and to have enough belief in themselves that what other people are saying in that outside static really doesn't matter. But by the time you get to be our age, we've learned to tune it out, hopefully. And if you haven't, it's about time. Tune out the static and believe in who you are, because you are the only one who knows your 100% self-worth. So if you believe in yourself, other people will also. Another thing that she does focus more on the positive, because we have had so much negative things in our lives, possibly. I'm speaking personally, I know I have. But I do have a positive outlook. I really believe in the future. I believe that if you dream it, and you just don't sit there and dream it, and you take action to try to make it happen, I'm positive that it will. I'm cheerleading for my children all the time, because no matter where they are in their lives, things do come up, and then they need that cheerleader. They need that person to say, hey, don't ever forget who you are. I know who you are. You should believe and know who you are too. But you only get that with the wisdom of being older. You don't have that when you're really young. So that is a bonus, but they have found this out in studies, honestly. All right, another thing, and this is what I think all of us do, is that we learn to focus on the present. Because our now is the most important thing we have. We don't think about yesterday because that is gone. Never come back again. Tomorrow is a maybe. We're not too sure. We're hopeful and we're positive that there will be a tomorrow. But the best thing that we can do is to live for today, to be in the moment, to enjoy each and every thing about today. And tomorrow you wake up with gratitude and you start all over again and say, thank you for this day. I am going to live in the now. I'm going to make this day matter as though it's the last day that I will be here. And that's the attitude that you have to have. And as we get older, we're more cognizant that that lifespan may be closing in a little bit. I know that sounds depressing, but it's reality. So why not enjoy today? And this is what men really like about older women, because they too have that window of opportunity, of life, and they want to walk through that together with someone who understands them and understands where they're coming from. Another thing is that she communicates openly and honestly. When you get older, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm sure you probably think the same way. I have nothing to hide. I mean, heaven's sakes, I have shared so much with you here on YouTube with all of my friends that when I was younger, I would be afraid to share. You know, it took me 10 years to write about the story of my schizophrenic husband. It took me 10 years. So it wasn't a thing that I could do right away when I was younger because I just didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want people to look at me and say, oh, gee, that's awful, or gee, why did she marry someone, like that? Well, I didn't know, for one thing. But I am open and honest about my life. And you in your comments have been so open and so honest with me because we know that that is the best way to be. Hiding things just creates an abscess within yourself and it eats away at your inner core. So you don't have to share it with the world. You don't have to share it with anybody except your best friend, your closest friend, your children. But as we get older, we realize that sharing and being open about our life experiences, and who we are really is important. Another thing is that older women really know what they want. We're not young girls searching for our lives or trying to hang on to a man for other reasons than deep, deep love. So we know what we want, and because we know about imperfection, we know about life perhaps giving us things that make us a little bit different than we were when we were younger, now that we're older. So we appreciate a man and who he is at this point in our lives. He doesn't have to be Fernando Lamas or a handsome movie star, someone that makes our heart beat like Hugh Jackman makes mine beat. We understand the inner core of a more mature man, and we love him for all of his life experiences and who he is today. So our confidence, emotional maturity, and perhaps the tastes that we have gathered along the way. I can remember, and this is a true story and it's kind of embarrassing. I can remember when I lived in New York and I came from Ohio, and I really had never eaten an artichoke before. True story. And a fellow that I had been dating from England, really nice. His father was an Episcopalian preacher, and he'd gone to Yale. He invited me on his birthday to dine with a couple of friends of his that he'd graduated from in Yale. And the first course that they put in front of me was a full artichoke with melted butter. I didn't know how to eat it. And that's the honest to gosh truth. I didn't know how to eat an artichoke. So I kind of looked out of the corner of my eye and watched what everyone else was doing. So I slowly peeled away the leaves of the artichoke, dipped them in the butter, and took the sweet meat from the leaves. But I was a young woman, and I didn't know, because in my life in the Midwest, my parents, I had very good manners. I knew etiquette. I knew which knife to use, which fork to use, and how to work your way to eat with your utensils. But I never had an artichoke before. I was a young woman, as I said, so a mature woman, sometime in their life, I'm sure, has had an artichoke. So in the end, men like all kinds of body types, shapes. There is no one type of woman physically that a man likes. Everyone has different preferences. But all of them do like that inner beauty that radiates from inside of us that makes us unforgettable women. This is a given that every woman really should know and take to heart. So girls, it's never too late for all of us to either be already an unforgettable woman or to try to develop those skills that we have in maturity to help us be that unforgettable woman that when you meet her, you want to be her friend and you will never forget her. And I really look forward to seeing you in my next video. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, it's free. Just click the subscribe button and then the little bell, and you will be notified when my next video comes up. Thank you all so much from Nashville, and I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day.